Hey y'all, it's your girl Poundcake, and today I'm gonna do my wrap up of my Zanzibar trip. As you all know, I went to Zanzibar for my birthday, and of course you've seen the vlogs and you know how that went. So it's the first trip with actually no hiccups. Well, I'm not gonna say without any hiccups, but none of the drama that normally occurs on my trip. So if you want to get my overall thoughts on how my trip to Zanzibar went, go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so of course, you know, while you're here, we're going to do my wrap up of my Zanzibar trip. As I mentioned in the intro, your girl went to Zanzibar for her 39th birthday. And yeah, that's just a precursor to my 40th. Okay, y'all, one more year and we're definitely gonna count my passport stamps before my next birthday just to see how where we are. But currently I'm in Las Vegas. I'm getting ready to go to my younger brother's 18th birthday party. Listen, I know. And it starts at 3 o'clock and it's 1:30. So I was like, why not go ahead and do my wrap up since I'm here, I'm dressed, and I'm in a different place. I know I never really do them at home, which is crazy because I'm always somewhere else. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up my Zanzibar trip. Now, as you all know, I'm used to being in Asia. So like Bali, Thailand, you know, all of those things is normally like how I spend my birthday. And I've been to Africa, the continent, before because I was in Egypt, as you all know. But this is my first time like actually in Africa, right? Like with Africans, Tanzanians, but Africans, you know? So this is my first experience with that. And yeah, we'll get into that as well. Now, I stayed at this resort or hotel. It's labeled a resort. It's called Baladine. And it was really expensive. Now, just if you have to take into account the length of time that I was there for 13 nights. And I ended up paying like 2,400 bucks for my stay. Now, usually, and I hate to compare, but I can now. But when I stay in Asia, y'all know I pay a quarter of that. Like literally, when I was in Bali, you saw how I lived when I was in Bali. I was there for 2 weeks, or 13. I never stayed 13 days, but I was there for let's call it 2 weeks, right? And I paid $300 some for that accommodation, private villa, private pool, the whole nine, boom, right? And even when I was in Thailand, y'all saw how I lived in Thailand, and that's still my favorite destination thus far. And that was like 500 bucks, you know what I mean? And it came with like full continental breakfast. I mean, not continental, but it came with full breakfast, delicious. I mean, it gave 5 stars, you know what I'm saying? And then like all the activities, transportation was so affordable. Like, and even when I was in Bali, a lot of the excursions and things that I went on provided transportation. Well, here in Africa, that's not how the excursions that I had worked. I had to provide my own transportation for that. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so Baladine's pretty expensive. And I have to kind of, and you would think that as much as I travel, I would know to go stay somewhere 2 days, stay somewhere else 2 days, stay somewhere else 2 days. You know what I mean? Just kind of break up the monotony and maybe visit other parts of Africa or wherever I'm at, visit other parts. And I just haven't got down to that as far as the science because I don't like that. Like, I like to just make sure like I'm secure and my spots are like pretty much solidified before I get to where I'm going. Cause I don't like just, you know, being uncertain of where I'm gonna stay and being homeless. That's wild. But anyway, so yeah, so I paid about like 2,400 bucks. That was the standard. Now, I've noticed, because you all know what happened with Pili Pili, right? I've noticed that a lot of these resorts in Tanzania, or Zanzibar to be specific, are ran by Europeans. So of course, the Pili Pili was ran by Polish people, and then Baladine was ran by a German lady, and the workers were like from Belgium. And so I'm just like, well, not the workers, but the other people who worked at the front desk were from Belgium. But of course, like the maintenance, cooking, servers were all people from Tanzania. But everyone else was from another place in Europe. And I find that pretty interesting that they go there and, you know, they kind of set up shop. And yeah, so anyway, before I even get any further into that, As you saw when I arrived, I was quite shocked because the resorts, like, yeah, I was quite shocked, right? So the resorts are in the communities, right? And what I mean by that is, like, there's like huts outside on the main street, but you have to turn to their driveways, and then as you go further in the driveways, there's the resorts. So it didn't give me like luxurious, glamorous as you pull up, because I'm like, when I'm paying, I need to be, this needs to be 5 stars. Like, I need to be top of the line, everything, you know? And I'm not saying that it wasn't, and again, I'll clarify it a bit, but so as I see us pulling up, I'm like, where's the resort? He was like, oh, it's here. I'm like, it's here where? And the disappointment in my face, y'all couldn't have seen it. I was like, nigga, where we at? where are we? Okay. We pull in, I see balladine, and I'm just like, did I get bamboozled? Because why does this look like that? Like, again, I'm not used to this, you know? And not to even be like bougie or nothing like that, but I'm just like, I'm paying to be on my birthday on tropical vacation. I need to be tropical. I need to feel like I'm in the lap of luxury. You know what I mean? So anyway, I pull up, or he pulls up, and I'm just like hesitant to get out the car because I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be upset. Like, I was like, y'all about to be in for a treat. It's gonna be so ghetto. But I get out, I'm irritated, but I try to be optimistic, but I'm very irritated. And then some Maasai tribe men, or a Maasai tribe man, comes out to get my bag, and he's like, welcome, you know, welcome, Jumbo. And Jumbo, of course, is hello in Swahili. And I'm just like, Jumbo, okay. I walk around the corner, I go up the steps, and it's just really nice, like, how would you describe it? Like, it was cute. It was really cute. It did give like vacation vibes, like, it was cute. I'll give it was cute. There was this white lady, her name is Nicole, she's the owner. And I go to the reception desk and she's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Go have a seat. It's still morning time, you can enjoy your breakfast. We'll talk later, boom, boom, boom. And then I told you before, they give you these water bottles, these little water bottles, like maybe this size, but thinner. So it's not as much water in there. And this one is 20 ounces, so it might have been like 18 ounces for real, maybe even 16, that you use to refill the bottles so that you can save plastic, because they're like, their whole thing is like, oh, we're gonna save plastic, we're gonna protect the environment, yada yada. However, you only can refill it at the bar, right? And the bar is at the front. Sorry, it's my old apple juice. I love some apple juice. But the bar is at the front, and the villas are in the back. So each time you're thirsty, you have to walk to the front to the bar to refill it. But the bar closes at like 9:30 p.m. So after 9:30, you shit out of luck, right? And I'm just like, you should put them, because I don't know if you remember when I was in Honduras, they had water filters in the room. They gave you a bottle as well, but they had the filters in the room so you can kind of gauge the water that you're drinking. Because why do I have to go to the front each time I'm thirsty? And y'all know I be guzzling shit down, so that shit kind of irritated me a bit. Which is why I ended up going to like the stores and stuff, getting my own water, getting my own drinks, my own sodas, and putting it in the fridge. Because I'm just like, I'm not gonna be trotting back and forth for no aguas. Like, I'm just not doing that. So I go in and she's like, sit down, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, mind you, I had on my traveling clothes. You know where I live, it was very cold. So I had on leggings, a shirt, a sweater, a beanie, socks. You know what I mean? Like, I had those things on. And now I'm in this fucking tropical weather. It's fucking stifling. I'm burning up. I just want to take a shower and lay down. Like, that's all I want to do. So I eat breakfast. Breakfast is nasty. And breakfast is nasty every day. I will say that. Breakfast is it was just not tasty to me at all. But I ate it because I paid for it. That's so fat, I know. But I had to do what I had to do. Okay? So, yeah. And then she comes to me with a proposition. So as you know, I booked through booking.com or Agoda, but lately it's been booking.com because I've been getting like mad deals with them. So, yeah. So I booked with booking.com. And she comes to my table and she's like, oh, you have a minute? I'm like, yeah, what's up? And I've never had to pay at the end. I always pay at the beginning and like take my ID and all that stuff. It was like the honor system, like literally. And again, I did book with booking.com, so they have all my information, I guess you can say. But they didn't take anything till I left, right? So we'll get to that as well. So I'm gonna lose the justice, sorry. So she's like, hey, I see you booked through booking.com. I see you paying a lot. Let me explain to you why you're paying a lot. I'm like, okay. And she was like, well, because a lot of the resorts there are very small, right? 10, maybe 9 bungalows, 10 max, right? And she was saying, because we have limited accommodations, we only book 2 or more people, so you're paying for 2 people. And I was like, oh, okay, well, makes sense. Well, thanks for clarifying. You know what I mean? Like, okay, thanks for clarifying. So she was like, you could have brought someone else with you. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we're talking, and she's like, well, I want to offer you a deal. We can cancel your booking.com, and I'll give you $350 off plus like 4 massages or something like that. And I'm like, well, I don't like massages. And I'm just like, well, no, it's not that I wouldn't want the deal, which I would appreciate. Because if she would have been like, I'll charge you for 1 person, I would have been like, bitch, cool. You know what I mean? But she was willing to give me any deal. And the reason why I said no was because you all know the whole thing happened with Peely Peely. Well, I have received an email. I think I told you guys in one of the vlogs as well that I received an email from booking.com that they're going to pay the difference of what I was paying initially for this place. So they owe me like $800-900. So that's what I'm waiting for. Your little $350 is cute. I appreciate it, mama. But no, I need my money. I need my plugins, okay? So that's why I declined it, and boom. So she was like, well, just think about it. Girl, okay, girl. So to appease her, I just said, okay. But my answer was no initially, and I guess she didn't like that. So I just like, whatever, girl. Okay, whatever, sure. Answer's still gonna be no, but just at a later time, right? So that's that. I go to my room, and the villa was nice. Like, the outside was really cute. And when I get there, I'm a little like underwhelmed a bit, because I'm just like, and again, it's the figures that keep popping up in my head that are making me think that I'm gonna be living like a motherfucking queen here in Zanzibar, right? Because I'm just like, I paid all this money, like why? I guess. But I have to think about it. Like, I'm in Africa, so this is probably luxury for them. And not to say that it's not luxury, because it was very nice. You know, private villa, the accommodations was there. They decorated my bed, which was a little underwhelming, but it was a nice little touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like the grounds weren't as like luxurious as I'm used to, or I would have wanted. And again, that's fine. Now, I had no idea about low tide and high tide. So when I got there and I was eating breakfast before I went to my room, I saw that it was a bunch of like, I thought it was seaweed. And I'm like, why I don't clean this beach up? Like, this is disgusting. Like, I don't like how this looks. And she was like, sweetheart, this is low tide. She was like, that's actually marine life. She was like, that's actually marine life. That is marine life. And when there's high tide, the water comes here to the shore, but when it's low tide, it goes back. It doesn't come this far, so that's why this is exposed. But we can't clean this up because this is like, there's pretty much like living organisms that are still there. All right, so like for example, like sea urchins and things like that are still there. Like crab, I think a crab, like there's still things that are still living there. I'm like, you can't push them back. Anyway, that's just me being pretty much ignorant to like how this works and how the water works here, because I'm used to just one beach. Like, I don't know nothing about no low tide and high tide. So she educated me on that. I was like, okay, cool. Because of course the next morning when I woke up, the water was at the shore. And I was like, this is so beautiful, because it was high tide. And so when I went back to the front to get breakfast the next day, they actually have a calendar, or not a calendar, but like a sign that lets you know what time high tide is, what time low tide is. And I was like, okay, cool, right? Again, it's my first time here, so I'm learning as I go, you know. So first night, I just kind of relaxed, chill, boom, whatever. And how that place works, you only get breakfast free, so lunch and dinner you pay for. And I'm like, okay. I went and had lunch. I had got chicken and fries. Yeah, that was the smallest chicken wings I ever seen. I don't even think I recorded it because I was so irritated. And they had no flavor. It tastes like they were in microwave to piss me off. I was like, I'm never eating lunch here again. Actually, I'm not eating anything here again. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna eat breakfast and try to figure out how I get around. Now, because I'm not from there, and I know it's not like a little glamorous to be in these third world countries, no shade. I don't be wanting to walk around the communities causing no attention. Like, I don't want to do all that. So I was like, I'm just stranded here. So I had met the young lady that's from the UK. Her name is Rashida. That's my girl, the one I was trying to befriend, but she was leaving that day. So, but we still call my girl. So I'm like, fuck it. So I went and tried another dish I liked it. So that's like really all I ate while I was there. Now, the rides are pretty expensive. So I'll go to the city called Paje, which is like maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes from where I was at in Machambi. And that's like where the life is at. That's like where it's like lively, lots of people doing their thing. Like it's a good time there. So I would go there. For my birthday, I actually went to Page. I went to Page on my birthday. Had dinner, had a drink. It was cute. And I just went back because I didn't want to do all that. So that was that. It was cute, and that was like $30 round trip. And they'll drop you off, either wait for you or come back and get you depending on how long you said you want to stay, which I can appreciate. I'm like, cool, whatever, no big deal. And then I started my excursions. So I went and did the what's it called? The turtle sanctuary, and that was a mess. The bitches bit me up, fucking bitches. They bit me up. That irritated me, take me back to where I need to be. And each time I would go on an excursion or I would take a ride somewhere, I'm going to the store. Cause I have to replenish my refrigerator. Cause I'm not gonna keep going back and forth to the front of this damn, this bar to give me something to drink. Like I'm just not having it. So I would go to the store, give me some things, and then I would head back. My turtle sanctuary was cool. I enjoyed it. I didn't get a good pick because, again, I wasn't getting in that water because them bitches was eating me up. Couldn't do it. No. So then thereafter, I did a cooking class in Page with this girl named Tatu. She's adorbs. I showed y'all all about that. That was cute. What else did I do? I did Spice Tour, Stone Town, and then I did the safari. And the safari was a good time. A little, I'm not gonna say underwhelming, but I just wish it was more. Now again, it happened to rain the day that I went, so for it to be raining, it was still decent. It was still an adventure, and I had a good time. Now, of course, I was always comparing and contrasting in my mind, like mentally, about the trips, you know, with Africa as well as with Asia. But once I changed my perspective, honestly, I had a really good time. Just being able to do these type of things, you know what I mean, financially, and just being open-minded to do these things on my own, I really just put that in perspective and was like, damn, bitch, like you out here doing big things. Like this is a big deal. And that's why I stopped saying like, I hate it. This is not it for me. Like, like I literally, like I said, changed my perspective, and the trip turned around for me. Like it was eye-opening. It was beautiful. I'm so happy I was able to experience it. And yeah, now I do recommend doing a safari. I did a day safari, so you get up at the crack of dawn, you go to the airport, you hop on a small plane, you fly like an hour to get to where you're going, wherever the safari is. And then the experience is just super dope. Like you get off the plane, they give you this jacket. My jacket smelled like shit. It stunk so fucking bad. I was not wearing that. And as you can, or as y'all saw, I got soaked, but I didn't care because I wasn't putting that stinking ass jacket on. I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. But I was so excited. I had my fucking shirt on, my shorts, my favorite Walmart Tiva sandals, and I had me a little safari hat on my hair too, braids. I felt like a fucking tourist. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. And I had a really good time. Like it was so much fun. And then the food they served was so good. Like it was so fucking good. Yeah, I really enjoyed the food that they had. The Swahili food, it was delicious. And they were like, you can get second. So I was like, no, I want to be fucking fat. I don't want to be fat too, right? I got my fucking business. But essentially, I had a really, really great time. Again, I'm glad. Now, it wasn't what I thought it would be because, again, you see pictures and you just think of other things and things like that. It wasn't what I thought it would be, but I had a really good time. Like, once all was said and done, and I just like sat in a moment, I had a great time. Like, and of course you guys know I do things my way, and not to mention it's just me. So all these things that I'm doing, I have to come out of pocket for one person. So all my taxis, excursions, the rooms, like everything is just paid by me, right? So I may not be doing as much as maybe you see other people doing, but I do what I can, like what's in my budget, what I can afford, you know? And the safari was like over $500. Like, and a lot of these things just for the experience, I'm like, when am I coming here again? You know? So I'll just do it, pay for it, make the money back, put it back, try something else, you know? And I feel like I did a lot. Like I did really good for, like I said, it just being me. Now, if you're planning on going to Zanzibar, just be open-minded. you know, don't have expectations as far as like what you see online, because of course how things are viewed from your lens are different from other people, right? They show you, edit it, make it cute, do the things that they do, and that's great. And it's like there's beauty in it, of course. Like there's nothing wrong with that, because the place is beautiful, the people are beautiful, they're so kind, and it's just, it's a good time, right? But you have to do it from your perspective, from your lens, and you know how you want to do it. Like you can't. And now again, you can pay these things ahead of time, like on TripAdvisor or whatever you want to do. Just keep in mind to do it at your pace within your budget. And if you're with other people, then it can be as exciting as you want it to be as far as the things that you can do, because you'll be splitting the bill, you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. But if you're planning on ever going to Zanzibar, I say do it. Do it for the experience, do it for the culture. And yeah, I have no regrets. Like I said, I had a really great time. I'm glad that I went. And again, I'm glad I changed my mindset on how I thought the trip would go. And once I did that, the trip was awesome to me. And yeah, so here we are, Zanzibar Jumbo, okay? Jumbo in Swahili boots. But yeah, so that was my wrap up. Hopefully, you know, I gave you guys a little bit more insight. Of course, I have in the description bar, like the details of things that I did, the hotel, stuff like that, just what I did. I won't be able to give you the like details of the place, like of how I did it, because I did it through the hotel, but I'll just give you the locations, and you can find somebody that can take you to these places for real. Like you don't have to go through your hotel, you can find someone ahead of time and you guys can do it your way. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my wrap-up video. Of course, you know I love doing these, just kind of giving you guys the insight on things, how my experience was when I went to these locations. And yeah, Zanzibar didn't disappoint at the end. But yeah, I do want to thank you for watching. Sorry y'all, they're outside back here in the hallways, I'm assuming, or shampooing them or something. I should let us sweat. But thank you, Jesus. All right, so yeah, but this is my wrap up on my Zanzibar trip for my birthday. If you haven't seen the vlogs, I'll go ahead and link them here so that you can go ahead and check out the playlist on just how my trip went and my experience as well. If it's your first time here, I want to thank you for stopping by and visiting. If it's not, I want to thank you for coming back. You know we love it here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.